I think the big problem this country has is being politically correct. I've been challenged by so many people, and I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. And to be honest with you, this country doesn't have time either.
Yes, political correctness is out. American exceptionalism is back, ready to re-empower our republic as one nation under God by restoring our unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is the Conservative Syndicate, real conservative talk from real conservatives, with your host, John Matthews.
The latter-day prophet, baying against the hypocrisies of our time.
And Joe Hakos.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
The Conservative Syndicate is comprised of some of the most informed pundits and activists available today. Together we seek to tear down the imaginary wall of separation between church and state through education, information, and engagement on the religion of politics and the politics of religion. And now, your hosts of the nationally acclaimed, globally syndicated Conservative Syndicate, John Matthews and Joe Hakos.
Yes. Well, sorry about that beginning there, folks. If you were there at the top of the hour, we had a major malfunction with technology there, so we had to restart everything. So, well, whatever. It's all it is. It's all good. It's all wonderful. It is what it is. We can't do anything about it, and we're just going to start from here. Joe Hakos again, here on the Conservative Syndicate. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Glad you could make it. Wow. Talk about crazy. You know, this just having technology is just it's so awesome. Let me get everything back up here and running. You know, it just when we're here by ourselves, this is what we have to do. We have to play with it all, and so sometimes it is what it is, and sometimes it hurts us, and sometimes it plays well, and other times it doesn't. So, let me get back to what we were doing. Okay. So Donald Trump has continued to befuddle. I think that's probably a good word. Befuddle the establishment of both the Republican establishment, but really befuddling the Democrats and the media establishment. It's just, wow, these people are beside themselves. Hard to believe that they just still can't figure it out. And everything's going at a very, very rapid rate. Reports were, people haven't seen anything like this ever before in the White House. And so even doing I was doing a little bit of show prep today, and while I'm there, trying to do show prep, I didn't have the other monitors going on, and I hear, I just walk in the other room, and I see there's the British Prime Minister Theresa May in there, and heck, she's channeling Winston Churchill in his Iron Curtain speech. While she's talking to the Republicans on their retreat in Philadelphia. Now, if you're going to go on a retreat, I'm thinking Philadelphia. Sorry, folks, but that's no place to go for a retreat, especially it's January. All right? Maybe, a 4th of July in the summertime, but in January, no. And so I do recall sometime today, Donald Trump was out there, and he was flying off to Philly. He was going to go up there, so he's going to be part of the retreat. Going to talk to the Republicans. Hopefully, he can get them on board and get them to stop being so wishy-washy. To put it one way. I mean, this is not hard to figure out what Mr. Trump is doing here, for crying out loud. He said what he was going to do. How do we know he said what he's going to do? Did you pay attention on the 20th of January in his inauguration speech? Did you pay attention? I just... I just thought it was, well, yeah. I just like this. I just love the way this went on. So, remember?
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Yeah, I remember that. That was 6 days ago. And wow, things have happened. Things are happening left and right. It's just let me get my notes here. Oh my goodness, things are happening so quickly anymore. It's unbelievable. You know what else I saw today? Just saw it not too long ago. That I'm looking at the New York magazine, which really, I'm not going to read the whole thing because I just enjoyed the headline because these folks, well, they get tiresome actually. And, so Rex Tillerson become the state head of the State Department, Secretary of State. You know that office that Hillary Clinton went? So Rex, let me give you a tip. Don't do a private email server in your bathroom, Rex. All right? Just a little tip here. Just a little bit of advice from Joe, okay? What's. So, yeah. So, Rex is out there and checking it out today. And what happened? Trump just replaced the State Department senior management. And top 4 State Department management officials fired by Trump admin and part of the effort to clean house, says an official there today. So, check it out. Those people are leaving. You're going to get on board with the program or you're going to be gone. Get it? Pretty much says it all. Pretty much says it all right there. So get on board or you're going to be gone. Except CNN's report, Washington Post, Josh Rogan had written that officials had been resigned at their own volition, A deliberate house cleaning is actually more consistent with the Rogan dispatch. Oh, these people they're not going to figure it out. But hey, these people are gone, which is what we need more of. And guess what? Good. New sheriff in town. It's time to clean house. The policies that Barack Obama directed John Kerry. Do you think? Do you really think they had Israel's best interests at heart, or even come close to it? They threw Israel under the bus for the entire world to drive over them in the final days of the Obama administration. So, sorry, not working out so well. Looking at Breitbart here, another story, and this is kind of crazy. I kind of like this because this kind of gets right at the media establishment. The headline reads, Steve Bannon torches New York Times. You have no power. Stephen K. Bannon, or for those who wish to maximize their SEO, Steve Bannon, former executive chairman to Breitbart News, tells New York Times' Michael Grinbaum that the elite media has no authority to report on what the American people want of newly inaugurated President Donald Trump. Stephen K. Bannon, President Trump's chief White House strategist, laced into American press during an interview Wednesday evening. So this is last night, arguing that news organizations have been humiliated by an election outcome few anticipated, and repeatedly describing the media as the opposition party of the current administration. Well, it seems to be that way. Maybe it's me, but it could be seeming that way. Okay? So, The media should be embarrassed and humiliated and keep its mouth shut and just listen for a while, Mr. Bannon said during a telephone call. If you want to quote this, Mr. Bannon added, the media here is the opposition party. Gee, that sounds like some bomb throwing there. They don't understand this country. Well, I get that. They don't understand why Donald Trump is the president of the United States. Absolutely. He's so far, and he's right. They don't understand. The elite media has got it dead wrong, 100% dead wrong, Mr. Bannon said of the election, calling it a humiliating defeat that they will never wash away, that will always be there. The mainstream media has not fired or terminated anyone associated with following our campaign, Mr. Bannon said. Look at the Twitter feeds of those people. They were outright activists of the Clinton campaign. In parentheses, he said he did not name specific reporters or editors. That's why you have no power, Mr. Bannon added. You were humiliated. Yes, you were. And do you really need to name specific reporters or editors? Go to CNN, go to MSNBC, and you can even go to Fox, but she's already gone. She has left. What's Fox done if Queen House? They've gotten George Will, for one, is gone. Okay? So we could see all these things happening. Will they figure it out? Most of them, no. They still haven't figured it out yet. The administration has come out and, I would say, gently nudged. I think the nudge is going to become more of a foot in the back fairly soon. So, hey, thanks for being here again. This is Joe Hakos here in the Conservative Syndicate. I'm going to take our break here. That way, maybe we'll get back up into the correct timing for the show. I want to kind of keep it kind of close. And we'll see what happens. So we're going to take a break here. Let me get that while there. Let me get me kind of set up and all undiscombobulated. And we really do appreciate you being out there. So please stand by. Come on back here in a few minutes as we pay some bills.
We're not arguing, we're explaining why we're right. The Conservative Syndicate. Real conservative talk from real conservatives.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-790-5960. That's 1-800-790-5960. Again, 1-800-790-5960. Call now.
Limited time offer, 24-month commitment, and credit qualification required. Cancellation fee, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Only Dish brings you the best in entertainment for less than $20 a month. Cut the cable and don't get directed. Switch to Dish because at just $19.99, Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. It's so simple. The same channels cost less with Dish. So since you can't see the difference, don't pay the difference. Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Get premium movie channels free for 3 months, starting at just $19.99. Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. Call now to save with Dish. Dial 1-800-600-1645. That's 1-800-600-1645. The same channels for less than $20 a month. Dish. Call 1-800-600-1645 for details.
Hey folks, if you're like me, you don't place a whole lot of trust in today's media for the real truth and facts regarding the volatile world of finance and politics. When I want the real scoop on money, I go to the most trusted source I know, my good friend and colleague, Bob Cardoso. Bob is a noted expert with a PhD in international finance who airs his nationally known, globally syndicated show, Robert Cardoso Live Daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. With Bob, you get the right information at the right time from someone who knows his business and can help you make the right decisions concerning yours. Again, Bob airs daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Visit his website at robertcardosolive.com for information regarding stations and topics. That's robertcardosolive.com. Check Bob out. You'll be glad you did.
Attention taxpayers. If you've received a notice from the IRS or state, do not ignore it. It's also a big mistake to try and handle your tax problem on your own. If you owe back taxes, it's a fact that the government has the power to take everything you own, including your home, business, wages, savings, and your freedom. But here's the good news. There's a special toll-free tax hotline set up especially for you. This tax hotline will tell you about new programs that are geared to help you dramatically settle, reduce, or eliminate what you owe. But you have to call now. Take down this number or put it in your cell phone. But call 866-761-0959. 1-866-761-0959. When you call, you get free information on how you can reduce or eliminate back taxes, including penalties and interest. You can also be helped if you have unfiled returns, a tax lien, wage garnishment, bank levy, or if you have been entered into a payment plan but can't make the payments. Don't make the big mistake in thinking you can ignore or handle your tax problem on your own. You can stop the collection process immediately. Call this special tax hotline today for free info at 1-866-761-0959. That's 1-866-761-0959. 1-866-761-0959.
And now back to the Conservative Syndicate, real conservative talk from real conservatives.
Yeah, hey, we're back. I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. We, because you are with me, so that's a we, but I'm here right now. Again, John, hey, I did hear from John, the Mad Prophet. He said, he said that the internet is hit or miss where he's at right now. So, but he did get a hold of me, and he says he plans on being back next week. Barely next week, but he plans on being back next week. So you're just going to have to suffer through with me until John gets back. I mean, I'm no Mad Prophet, but he will be back. And so it's good to know. It's good to hear from him. I'm glad they're having a good time. And it's nice to hear from him. Hey, so yeah, I was just talking about the Trump stuff going on. And, some people just don't get it. I don't know if he just put it out there just to be provocative, just to keep these as a head fake for the media. I don't get it. You do have to listen to what he's saying, because I don't think he talks around subjects very much. I believe he's pretty direct on stuff. So the things he's talked about, just really, the voter fraud thing, the media was all good. They were like, voter fraud? Oh yeah, the Russians hacked our elections. Look out, it's the Russians. And it's like, okay. And then it's like, no, blah, 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 and Clinton's out getting briefings on how did I lose the election? Hillary, you're corrupt. And people saw it and they didn't vote for you. They voted for some guy on the outside instead of you. That's what happened. But you're going to have to get over that one, Hillary. But check it out, though. So Trump says he believes what he believes, and his spokesman comes out and states that too. So here, let's listen. This is Sean Spicer talking about voter fraud, and then let's talk about. Then we'll talk about. Yeah, then we'll talk about the reaction that got or that was received here.
Does the president believe that millions voted illegally in this election, and what evidence do you have of widespread voter fraud in this election, if that's the case?
The president does believe that. He has stated that before. I think he stated his concerns of voter fraud and people voting illegally during the campaign, and he continues to maintain that belief based on studies and evidence that people have presented to him.
But exactly what evidence? Speaker Ryan today said there's no evidence. The National Association of Secretaries of State say that they don't agree with the president's assessment. What evidence do you have?
As I said, I think the president has believed that for a while.
Is the White House going to formally ask for a probe into this alleged
I think he won very, very handily with 306 electoral votes, 33 states. He's very comfortable with his win, but I think...
It should trouble him if he's bringing it up.
I think he was having a discussion with some folks and mentioned something in passing. As I've noted several times now, he's believed this for a long time, and I think he won fairly overwhelmingly, so he's not... And look, we'll work...
I'm asking you, why not investigate something
maybe we will.
The biggest scandal in American electoral history, 3 to 5 million people voting illegally?
I think we'll see where we go from here. Look, Jeff, I've asked and answered this question twice. He believes what he believes based on the information he's provided.
So the press cannot handle the fact that Donald Trump believes things. Whether or not you believe him or not, and whether or not the press believes it or not. And then it's like, oh, we must have an investigation. Oh, but you weren't worried about an investigation before. You weren't worried about it before. As we stated on the show before, I would love to see them go in and look into voter fraud. In years past, it's typical. What would happen is we'd wait 40 months, and then we'd say, "Oh, there's voter fraud out there." Every 4 years, we 6 months out away from an election, then we're going, "Oh, we need to start looking at this thing." And they're like, "Well, maybe there's people registered in 2 states. There's some dead people registered. There could be some illegals, people that are not citizens voting in our election." Yeah, that would be a bad thing, don't you think? But you know what really surprises me, and one of the things here, let me play this real quick, because this is Jake Tapper and his reaction to Donald Trump and his press secretary, Sean Spicer.
Welcome to The Lead. I'm Jake Tapper. We're going to begin today with some breaking news in our politics lead. President Trump is claiming, and the White House is reaffirming, the fiction that millions of illegal votes were cast in the 2016 election. It is empirically a stunning allegation for which the White House is providing no evidence. And there is a reason they are providing no evidence. There is no evidence. It is not true. Moments ago, White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer acknowledged that the president believes 3 to 5 million votes were illegally cast in November. It was interesting what Mr. Spicer did not say. He did not say that he shared the belief, even after he was asked. Now, why would that be? Perhaps because there's zero evidence of widespread voter fraud in the 2016 election. Now, has there ever been voter fraud? Any instances? Yes. Massive voter fraud? 3 to 5 million votes cast illegally in 2016? No. It's simply not true.
So what you heard, and I don't know if you've ever heard this coming from any of these cable 24-hour news networks. I don't know if you've ever heard this come out of their mouths. When Barack Obama was president, Mr. Tapper basically called Donald Trump a liar. Basically called him a liar. He doesn't have proof. He doesn't have a reason. Blah, 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 blah. I don't believe it. I ever heard any of that come out of Mr. Tapper's mouth during Barack Obama's administration. So, makes you wonder, are they on the other side? As Mr. Bannon said, are you the opposition? I believe the media is acting that way. Their actions speak louder than their words. And we see what they're doing. Calling for impeachment before he even takes the oath of office, before he's even president. Having your Trump war room set up so your super PAC can go ahead and gather up data, and so you can embarrass people that support Donald Trump so they don't get elected in 2018. But, hey, it's all fair in love and war in politics, right? Okay. Hey, we're coming up. It's the bottom of the hour. I'm trying to get the show back up on our time schedule so I can get undiscombobulated. This is Joe Hakos here at the Conservative Syndicate. We're at the bottom of the hour. We need to pay some bills. Please stick around, and we'll be right back after we pay the bills.
Red State Talk Radio, WRS. Hey, I'll make you a deal. Give me 60 seconds and I'll give you directions to the Fountain of Youth. Okay, I'm joking. Well, kind of joking. No fountains, but youth, I got Nature's Youth and their premier anti-aging product, Nature's Youth RSF. With your sensible diet and exercise plan, Nature's Youth RSF can help you look and feel better. RSF is an all-natural amino acid supplement that supports your body to naturally increase HGH levels without any synthetic hormones. And elevated HGH levels can contribute to increased energy, improved libido, reduced body fat, and improved exercise capacity. Let's be honest, who doesn't want to look and feel younger? Visit the newly designed website at naturesyouth.com or call 800-333-6923. That's 800-333-6923 and like them on Facebook and you'll be included in contests and exclusive offers. What a deal. Oh, speaking of deals, my time's about up. 800-333-6923 or naturesyouth.com. Who needs a fountain anyway? Call today.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
When I had a heart attack at 42, I was not sure what the future held. But a year later, the doctors could find nothing wrong with me and took me off all my medication. What did I do? I took a herbal mixture of garlic, cayenne, and a few other herbs mixed in liquid form. I now call this Extendovite. I would have never believed that a few simple herbs could actually change my life like they did. Now it's your turn to see what the powers of garlic and cayenne can do for you. For only $69.95 plus shipping and handling for a 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid, you too can begin on your path to better health. For more information, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822. Or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
I've owned my company for 14 years now, and I can tell you that payroll is a 4-letter word. I hate doing it. It eats up hours I don't have, and it costs me money I could be saving. But my accountant's too expensive, and I'm not sure who to call, but I know I need help.
We're Paychex, and we take all the hassles out of small business payroll. We save you time and money. It's easy. Call, fax, or give us your payroll information securely online, and we take care of the rest. We calculate the correct taxes, manage payments and direct deposits. We even send out your checks. Payroll doesn't need to be a 4-letter word anymore. We're so sure that we can save you time and money that we'll give you a month's payroll free. Just for calling 877-663-3830. Get 1 month's payroll for free. Call Paychex right now. 877-663-3830. That's 877-663-3830.
Hey, I don't back anybody unless I believe in them. And I do believe in the value of investing in gold and silver. And the company I trust to buy my gold and silver from is Swiss America. I've been working with them for nearly a decade. I trust them, and you can too. Swiss America will help you sort through and find the best options available when you're considering investing in gold and silver coins. Listen, for over 30 years, Swiss America has been offering Americans what they want in their investments: safety, liquidity, quality, reliability, and a potential profit. Gold and silver have a place in every investor's portfolio. So, why not let Swiss America help you diversify your investment portfolio now? Call now for free information. 800-978-3907, 800-978-3907, 800-978-3907, 800-978-3907.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-380-2906. That's 800-380-2906. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-380-2906.
Am I not speaking English?
The Conservative Syndicate.net, where we speak only one language, American.
Yeah, American. That's right, American. Joe Hakos here on the Conservative Syndicate. Glad you're there. Please visit the conservativesyndicate.net. You can catch all our archives. Check everything out there, see everything there is to know about our contributors and who we are, what we do, things we say, and share it. Share it with your friends. That'd be the important part. Share that stuff with your friends. Better yet, share it with someone that doesn't get it. This show is not intended to cure any disease, but maybe help out with liberalism. We maybe can help you out with that. If you got a liberal out there, probably, play the archives for them. Watch their head explode. I believe it might help them in the long run. So, that being said, so let's see. Jake Tapper decided to call Donald Trump a liar. And again, we've had plenty of opportunity for them to step up and refute the great Obama. Let's see. I recall watching video out there and seeing the new Black Panther Party out there with their little clubs in front of a polling place. And we were told, nothing to see there. That's okay. That's good stuff. Thank you, Eric Holder. Let's see. Well, how about this? We had a CIA annex or CIA compound or whatever you want to call it there in Benghazi, Libya, was attacked. We lost 4 American lives there in the attack. And Susan Rice came out on every Sunday talk show there was and said it was a video. Yeah, that was false. Now, she was a spokesperson. She's the spokesperson for Barack Obama. Hello. No, where was Jake Tapper there? Calling her a liar? I don't know. How about this one? I think this one was the greatest lie for a whole year, I think it was. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. This plan this new law will save the American family on average $2,500. I didn't hear Tapper going, "Hey, you're lying to us, Mr. Obama, President Obama, you're lying to us. Because that's just false. It's not really happening. Look at here's the evidence. People are losing their doctors. That plan no longer exists. They can't keep that plan. It's not available to them anymore." Where were you at there, Mr. Tapper? Huh? Yeah, that's right. But you're not cheerleading for the Democrat or the opposition of Donald Trump. That's right. Oh, no. And then there's I just love this. This is our David Muir on ABC News. ABC News. And talking about the border wall. The border wall. Mr. Trump. President Trump's border wall. Remember, he said, we're going to build a wall. We're going to make Mexico pay for it. Yeah, for some reason, this individual just doesn't seem to believe that's going to happen. I don't understand why. Let's just listen to it.
U.S. funds to pay for this wall. Will American taxpayers pay for the wall?
Ultimately, it'll come out of what's happening with Mexico. We're going to be starting those negotiations relatively soon. and we will be in a form reimbursed by Mexico, which I've always said.
So they'll pay us back?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
So the American taxpayer will pay for the wallet first?
All it is we'll be reimbursed at a later date from whatever transaction we make from Mexico.
Mexico's president said in recent days that Mexico absolutely will not pay, adding that it goes against our dignity as a country and our dignity as Mexicans. He says, quite simply, they're not paying.
David, I think he has to say that. He has to say that. But I'm just telling you, there will be a payment. It will be in a form, perhaps a complicated form. And you have to understand, what I'm doing is good for the United States. It's also going to be good for Mexico. We want to have a very stable, very solid Mexico.
When does construction begin?
As soon as we can. As soon as we can physically do it.
Within months?
I would say in months, yeah. I would say in months. Certainly planning is starting immediately.
Planning to start immediately. So the disbelief keeps on happening. Trump is going to go ahead and do the extreme vetting on refugees. Oh, yeah. And while after this interview, what did the Mexican president do? He made a statement. He said he's not coming to visit Donald Trump now. He's upset with him because Donald Trump is going to go ahead, and tensions are really bad. The relations are really bad between the U.S. and Mexico. Really, relations have been bad with the U.S. and Mexico for decades now. For the average American, that is. So it's kind of like, gee, I'm not really surprised. But, how are we going to pay for the wall? Well, I don't know. Here's an opportunity. Let's see. Let me get my calculator out here. Yeah. Let me find my calculator. Hey, in front of a computer, so I ought to be able to find a calculator, right? So, my calculator. So, let's go. I'm just going to go to USAID.gov. Okay, USAID. This is what we sent to Mexico. All right, and this is fiscal year 2015. That's 49.4 million. I don't know. And fiscal year 14, 60.2 million. Fiscal year 13, 47.7 million. Fiscal year 2012, was 46.3 million. And we'll go back one more year, because that's what easily comes up when you go to USAID.gov. You want to check it out, you can go there and just double check my figures here. Fiscal year 2011, 44.7 million. We're well over $150 million in aid given to the Mexican government for democracy and governance, economic development, education, social service, the environment, health, and program management. Well, I think we'll stop doing that. But what did Mr. Trump put out? What did his administration put out after he got news and wind of the Mexican president's balking at come to visit with him? He said, well, we'll just put a 20% border tax on you. So anything coming into our border, we're going to tax it at 20%. Of course, that's going to be thrown at the consumer. I get that. These people aren't figuring it out. Somebody's going to pay for it. And it's not that Mr. Trump has said, hey, this should not be a surprise. He's already said he's going to do this. Okay? He's already said he's going to do this. So USAID, USAID.gov. Go there, check out and see what we're giving to Mexico. Check it out and see what we're giving to Mexico. On average, we're giving the people in Mexico, a person, we, the American taxpayer, are given $12,947 per person. I'm sorry. That's the average annual income of someone in Mexico. I'm sorry. reading it wrong. See, when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. But at a population of 117 million people in Mexico, you want to pay for it? Pay for a border wall? Here's one way to do it. Hey, got a short break. Take the short break now. Catch back up, and then we'll be right back here on the Conservative Syndicate. Please stick with us. We'll be right back.
There is an old saying, children should be seen but not heard. At no time is this more apparent than when politicians speak. TheConservativeSyndicate.net, the adult in the room. Hey folks, if you're like me, you don't place a whole lot of trust in today's media for the real truth and facts regarding the volatile world of finance and politics. When I want the real scoop on money, I go to the most trusted source I know, my good friend and colleague, Bob Cardoso. Bob is a noted expert with a PhD in international finance who airs his nationally known, globally syndicated show, Robert Cardoso Live Daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. With Bob, you get the right information at the right time from someone who knows his business and can help you make the right decisions concerning yours. Again, Bob airs daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Visit his website at robertcardosolive.com for information regarding stations and topics. That's robertcardosolive.com. Check Bob out. You'll be glad you did. History affirms a vibrant civil society thrives on freedom of conscience, religion, and choice. Any society absent these qualities stifles individual responsibility and accountability, thus enslaving its people by denying them the potential for goodness, creativity, and altruism. To that extent, oppression, coercion, and totalitarianism are multiplied exponentially. To counter such outcomes, the American Freedom Alliance was formed. The AFA is a nonpartisan, non-aligned movement which promotes, defends, and upholds Western values and ideals. The Alliance strives to build an international coalition of citizens of the West who together promote and protect moral values, democracy, and freedom. To find out more and become part of this valuable asset in the preservation of freedom and all its rewards, contact us at AmericanFreedomAlliance.org. That's AmericanFreedomAlliance.org. Let freedom ring.
I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
And now back to the Conservative Syndicate, real conservative talk from real conservatives.
All right. Welcome back, folks. Joe Hakos here on the Conservative Syndicate. Glad you're with us. We can I think I'm getting over the panic I had there at the beginning of the show when we had complete total system failure. Jeez. Wow. I think I'm getting over it, though. I think I'm getting just calm down. Yeah. Everybody stay calm. Okay. So, hey. So one of the things that really, and it's one of the things that really is going to keep me on my toes, and I'm sure it will a lot of other folks, especially conservatives, is this executive order business. Now, how Barack Obama was doing it was he was using it as an end around to go around Congress to do things instead of going through the legislative process. But still, the executive orders are still, they're, yes, it's one way to do it, but the better way to get things done is to go through the legislative process, use our representative government the way it was designed to be used, and put things into law, not just by executive decree. So that being said, President Trump doing his executive orders on the border wall, to refugees, this and that. It's like, okay, but is he doing things that are extra constitutional? Well, no. Especially when it comes to the border wall. Mr. Trump is doing things that Barack Obama would not do. He's going to enforce existing law. What law am I speaking of? I'm speaking of House Resolution 6061, easy for me to say, Secure Fence Act of 2006. And I'm going right from govtrack.us. And let me just go over a little summary that's here, all right, while we have this time. I ought to be able to finish this up to the top of the hour. So 26 October 2006, George W. Bush signed the Secure Fence Act of 2006 into law, stating this bill will help protect the American people. This bill will make our borders more secure. It's an important step forward and towards immigration reform. This bill was introduced in 2006 by none other than Peter King of New York. And the Fence Act passed 283 to 138 on September 14, 2000. And on September 29, 2006, the Fence Act passed in the Senate 80 to 19. 80 to 19. And so what's really cool here is, let me see if I can find this here, because this is what happens when you lose everything. I want to try to find the votes that were on this. Here we go. The votes. Let's go to the votes and see who voted for this. Let's go to the Senate, because, that seems to be the stumbling block right now with the Trump administration, is the Senate. Slow-rolling nominees for cabinet positions, etc. So let me just go ahead and view what's going on here. Let's see. It passed 80 to 19. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see who voted. Let's see. Well, Harry Reid voted no. Lincoln Chafee, a Republican, voted no. Oh, look at this. Hillary Clinton. Remember that one? She voted yeah. Wow. Chuck Schumer, who is doing nothing but obfuscating and just being an obstacle for everything that is Donald Trump right now, he voted yeah for this. Isn't that pretty crazy? Wow. Unbelievable. Look, a Mark Pryor, a Democrat from Arkansas, he voted yes. Barbara Boxer and Dianne Feinstein of California fame both voted yes. Isn't that amazing? My goodness. Joe Biden voted yes to the border wall. My goodness. Oh, my goodness, you'll never believe this. You know who else voted for the border wall? A little-known senator from Illinois named Barack Hussein Obama voted yes for their border wall. Yeah, in 2006. Wow. Isn't that amazing? The Secure Fence Act of 2006's goal was to help secure Americans' border, to decrease illegal entry, drug trafficking, and security threats by building 700 miles of physical barriers along the Mexico-United States border. Additionally, the wall authorized more vehicle barriers, checkpoints, lighting, as well as authorized authorized the Department of Homeland Security to increase the use of advanced technologies like cameras, satellites, and unmanned aerial vehicles to reinforce infrastructure at the border. Congress approved $1.2 billion in separate Homeland Security spending bill to bankroll the fence, though critics say this is a $4 billion less than what is likely needed to get it built. Proponents of the bill believe that it would diminish vehicle transport of illegal immigrants, encouraging those who want to enter the country to pursue legal channels or cover potentially hundreds of miles on foot and overcome a difficult obstacle. This should decrease the number of apprehensions of illegal immigrants by physically reducing their numbers. It could also diminish the illegal drug trade pouring into the U.S. from Mexico, as well as provide additional protection from terrorist entry into the country. Well, I think we kind of heard some of that in someone's inauguration speech just 6 days ago. But Barack Obama, what did he do? He refused to enforce this law. Opponents of this bill argue that it's not an effective strategy to curb illegal immigration because the fence is not a continuous barrier that can be climbed over or dug under in some areas. They also argue it could harm. This one kills me. It could They also argued that it could harm U.S.-Mexico relations. Oh, my goodness, no. Disrupt the environment and natural migration of wildlife. Oh, yes, we must worry about the natural migration of wildlife. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Oh, sure. Because birds will fly right into the wall. Yeah. Have you ever looked at the pipeline up in Alaska? Yeah, they were always worried about how it would affect the animals up in the wildlife up there. Yeah, you know what they do now, what the wildlife does now? It kind of goes around the pipeline now and keeps warm in the wintertime on it. Yeah, crazy, huh? Anyway, as well as increase the danger and risk of illegal, as well as increase the danger and risk of illegal immigrants attempting to cross the border. Further, opponents argue that because of the increased risk of crossing the border, illegal immigrants who previously pursued seasonal work and then return home may have to bring their families and live permanently in the country. Well, there's some convoluted thinking. Since the construction of the wall began, apprehensive rough proxy for measuring illegal crossings were down 18% at the southern border in 2008, and the Border Patrol attributes some of that to the fence. But the report in May of 2009 by the Congressional Research Service found strong indication that the illegal crossers had simply found new routes. In 2008, the 110 Congress introduced reinstatement. Now again, 2008, reinstatement of the Secure Fence Act of 2008. Bill called for Homeland Security to construct an additional 700 miles of two-layered, 14-foot-high fencing along the southwest border. The bill died in committee. It was never voted upon. Wonder why? Who owned Congress then? That's right, Democrats. Though they voted for it previously, they, in 2008, said, never mind. In April 2009, Homeland Security had erected about 613 miles of new pedestrian fencing and vehicle barriers along the southwest border from California to Texas. In May of 2010, then Senator Jim DeMint unsuccessfully reintroduced his Finish the Fence Amendment for the second time, which will require Homeland Security to construct an additional 353 miles of fencing along the U.S.-Mexico border. That didn't go anywhere. The Republican Party's platform of 2012 highlighted the fact that the rest of the double fencing was never built and stated that the double-layered fencing on the border that was enacted by Congress in 2006 but never completed must finally be built. The Washington Office on Latin America claims its border fact-check site that the extremely high cost of complying with the Secure Fence Act's mandate estimated at U.S. $4.1 billion, or more than the Border Patrol's entire annual budget of $3.55 billion. Was the main reason that it was not fulfilled. In short, Congress failed to continue to fund the project past the initial $1.2 billion procured in order to finish building the fence. So there you have it, folks. It is law. We just have to have the will to do it. Speaking of will to do it, it's time for the top of the hour and the Edwards Notebook and pay some bills. So, Joe Hakos here on the Conservative Syndicate. We'll be right back.
If a group of black Chicago thugs beat up and torture a white guy who supports Donald Trump, who in their right mind gives a rip if the thugs hated their victim or not? Hello, I'm Ron Edwards. On today's page from the Edwards Notebook, the last time I checked, you, myself, and every other American have unalienable rights, which include the right to choose who to support for President of the United States. Our unalienable rights come from God and cannot be obstructed by an abusive government or knuckle-dragging thugs. You have the right to live for your own sake, not according to the will of criminals in or outside of government. It was unbelievable to learn that Chicago law enforcement officials struggled to charge the thugs because they couldn't discern if it was a hate crime.
Hate crime! Hate crime! Hate crime!
Well, who cares? How about assault and battery for starters? The thugs even had a female cheerleader who recorded those imitators of vicious chimpanzees. I don't care if those black thugs hated their white victim or not. Throw the bums in jail for a long, long time and let them sort out how they feel for decades behind bars. I'm Ron Edwards.
Blowing away the myths and revealing the truth. You can continue to blow away the myths with Ron Edwards on Facebook, Twitter, and theronedwards.com.
Since its founding, America has always been admired and envied throughout the world for its system of government, one that empowers its citizens to seek their right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. No other country or nation in history has benefited from its diversity simply due to the opportunities available to anyone from anywhere. But there have been and are those who envy our freedom for a very different reason. And today we find ourselves as never before being threatened by this formidable foe intent on our destruction. For this reason, Act for America exists. Act for America is the nation's largest nonprofit, nonpartisan, grassroots national security organization with over 300,000 members and 1,000 chapters focused on educating, engaging, and mobilizing citizens and elected officials to impact legislative outcomes to protect America against terrorism both here and abroad. As a result, our network has driven the education process toward the successful passage of 43 bills in 22 states. We continue to expand our nationwide volunteer chapter network, training citizens to recognize and help prevent criminal activity and terrorism in the United States while preserving the civil liberties protected by the United States Constitution. To find out more, check us out at actforamerica.org. That's actforamerica.org. Middle America doesn't have an anger problem. It's got an idiot problem. The Conservative Syndicate, doing our part to eradicate the disease of idiocracy.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-790-5960. That's 1-800-790-5960. Again, 1-800-790-5960. Call now.
Limited time offer, 24-month commitment and credit qualification require cancellation fee, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Only Dish brings you the best in entertainment for less than $20 a month. Cut the cable and don't get directed. Switch to Dish because at just $19.99, Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. It's so simple. The same channels cost less with Dish. So since you can't see the difference, don't pay the difference. Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Get premium movie channels free for 3 months, starting at just $19.99. Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. Call now to save with Dish. Dial 1-800-600-1645. That's 1-800-600-1645. The same channels for less than $20 a month. Dish. Call 1-800-600-1645 for details.
Hey folks, if you're like me, you don't place a whole lot of trust in today's media for the real truth and facts regarding the volatile world of finance and politics. When I want the real scoop on money, I go to the most trusted source I know, my good friend and colleague, Bob Cardoso. Bob is a noted expert with a PhD in international finance who airs his nationally known, globally syndicated show, Robert Cardoso Live Daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. With Bob, you get the right information at the right time from someone who knows his business and can help you make the right decisions concerning yours. Again, Bob airs daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Visit his website at robertcardosolive.com for information regarding stations and topics. That's robertcardosolive.com. Check Bob out. You'll be glad you did.
Attention taxpayers. If you've received a notice from the IRS or state, do not ignore it. It's also a big mistake to try and handle your tax problem on your own. If you owe back taxes, it's a fact that the government has the power to take everything you own, including your home, business, wages, savings, and your freedom. But here's the good news. There's a special toll-free tax hotline set up especially for you. This tax hotline will tell you about new programs that are geared to help you dramatically settle, reduce, or eliminate what you owe. But you have to call now. Take down this number or put it in your cell phone. But call 866-761-0959. 1-866-761-0959. When you call, you get free information on how you can reduce or eliminate back taxes, including penalties and interest. You can also be helped if you have unfiled returns, a tax lien, wage garnishment, bank levy, or if you have been entered into a payment plan but can't make the payments. Don't make the big mistake in thinking you can ignore or handle your tax problem on your own. You can stop the collection process immediately. Call this special tax hotline today for free info at 1-866-761-0959. That's 1-866-761-0959. 1-866-761-0959.
I think the big problem this country has is being politically correct. I've been challenged by so many people, and I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. And to be honest with you, this country doesn't have time either.
Yes, political correctness is out. American exceptionalism is back, ready to re-empower our republic as one nation under God by restoring our unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is the Conservative Syndicate, real conservative talk from real conservatives, with your host, John Matthews.
A latter-day prophet, saying against the hypocrisies of our time.
And Joe Hakos.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
The Conservative Syndicate is comprised of some of the most informed pundits and activists available today. Together we seek to tear down the imaginary wall of separation between church and state through education, information, and engagement on the religion of politics and the politics of religion. And now, your hosts of the nationally acclaimed, globally syndicated Conservative Syndicate, John Matthews and Joe Hakos.
Well. Welcome back, folks. Hour number 2 of the Conservative Syndicate. Here on the 26th of January, 2017. Thank you for being out there. We do appreciate you being out there and listening to us. You guys are why we do it. Absolutely. This is what keeps us going. Thanks for being there. Hey, hope you didn't mind the craziness in the first hour because of our technical difficulties. I think we got it somewhat eradicated and taken care of. But let me kind of move on just a tad here to get away from the Donald Trump things going on. Although this is kind of Donald Trump, but get away from the border wall thing, because the border wall thing is it's going to happen. It's going to get built, and it's existing law. As I stated before, it's existing law. I mean, HR 6061 done in 2006. That's 11 years ago. Just because Barack Obama decided, no, I don't need to follow law. Obviously, he was not to the best of his ability upholding the laws of the United States. Well, that's quite obvious now, isn't it? But you won't see Jake Tapper calling him on it. So, but let me get away from that a little bit. Let me play a little excerpt from Donald Trump's inauguration address, his speech in the inauguration just last Friday. And I got something that maybe some people are starting to get the idea about some things here. So let me go ahead and play this part.
Do not allow anyone to tell you that it cannot be done. No challenge can match the heart and fight and spirit of America. We will not fail. our country will thrive and prosper again. We stand at the birth of a new millennium, ready to unlock the mysteries of space, to free the earth from the miseries of disease, and to harness the energies, industries, and technologies of tomorrow. A new national pride will stir our souls, lift our sights, and heal our divisions. It's time to remember that old wisdom our soldiers will never forget, that whether we are black or brown or white, we all bleed the same red blood of patriots.
Yeah. And that's freaking the left out because it was just, oh my goodness, what did he just say? But, we stand at the birth of a new millennium, ready to unlock the mysteries of space, to free the earth of miseries of disease, and to harness the energies, industries, and technologies of tomorrow. Sounds like a vision for America's future to me, which is something a bit different. And the opposition said, "Oh, that's so dark. That's so dark. I can't believe because they're focusing on, I don't know, the truthful statement that the carnage like's going on in Chicago." But that being said, here, just from Business Insider, published yesterday, David Mosher posted this little article. Boeing just unveiled its slick new Starliner spacesuit to protect a new generation of NASA astronauts. Something that kind of hits close to near and dear to my heart. NASA isn't thrilled about having to pay Russia billions of dollars to launch U.S. astronauts on Russian rockets inside Russian spacesuits. Well, I'm not real thrilled about it either. Haven't been real thrilled about it since we basically dismantled NASA and ended the shuttle program. Haven't been thrilled about it since then. But that's the current spaceflight pickle the agency finds itself in. There's really no other option unless you're China. That's true, because we don't have a way to get our own people up into space right now. We have to use the Russians and pay them, like it says, billions of dollars to use the Russian space taxi. However, two aerospace companies, SpaceX and Boeing, are working hard to fulfill contracts for NASA to build and launch astronauts to low Earth orbit as soon as 2018. And quote, and in parentheses, that's a delay of about 3 years. SpaceX is working on its Dragon spacecraft, while Boeing is developing and testing its CST-100 Starliner spacecraft. To that end, on Wednesday, Boeing, for the first time, publicly unveiled a critical news piece of its Starliner system, a spacesuit to protect the next generation of astronauts as they launch toward the International Space Station and eventually more exotic destinations like an asteroid or even Mars or, I don't know, a black hole that's going to engulf us all or whatever. What I just put that in there. But anyway, behind the new suit is a former astronaut, Chris Ferguson, director of Boeing's Starliner Crew and Mission Systems Program, and lead designer Shane Jacobs. Astronauts had formerly had these relatively bulky, heavy suits with thick neck rings, and we learned throughout the years that maybe we didn't need that. Ferguson said in a promotional video, "We simplified the suit. It's lightweight. I'm looking at this thing. Yeah, it seems to be different. Typical space shuttle suits weighed about 33 pounds, while the Boeing's new suit weighs about 12. Roughly a few MacBook laptops worth of mass. Okay, the suit, according to Boeing, is much cooler than typical spacesuits. Yes, because the typical spacesuits, like putting a rubber suit on. Below the shoulder material, for example, a mesh that allows passive airflow to the suit. You can pretty much lay there without any external cooling, and that's comfortable, Ferguson said, because it does get warm in these things. All right, and the neck ring's kind of heavy. and you got the glove rings and stuff, and then you have to have zippers and seal yourself up. The suit also, and this is the part I think is a major weight savings right here. If it actually is going to work, I don't know about protection though. It's not protective as far as against a hard bump or anything, because it is soft. The suit also features a helmet that comes off and on with a large zipper and smaller and less bulky gloves, yes, which are made of material that allows them to interact with touchscreens. So, pretty awesome, right? Pretty awesome. So, one of those things that's hopefully these people are getting it. Maybe they were listening and going, hey, maybe we can go ahead and get us up into space, and maybe we can stop using the Russian space taxi and have NASA be fun and exciting once and for all. I believe my friend and our just a longtime friend of our show, Karen-Siegemund, is on the line with us. Karen, are you with me, please?
I am. How great to talk to you again. It's been much too long.
Yes, ma'am, it certainly is. I'm glad that you're with us. Hey, how are you doing anyway?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Just busy and looking forward to a new everything.
A new everything? You got new stuff?
Don't you think?
You got new stuff in your life going on?
Well, don't you feel that just everything, it's like a new year, a new life, a new opportunity, new country, new...
Oh, absolutely.
Everything feels more hopeful.
Yes, absolutely. Everything is exciting and new. Climb aboard. We're expecting you. The love boat. No, anyhow. No, yeah, it does feel kind of exciting. It is every day now for 6 days. You can't. Trying to prepare for our show has kind of been a challenge, because even while we're on the air, there are things going on that President Donald Trump is doing.
Amazing. It's so amazing. I remember when I was on with you guys before, every week you would look back and at all the really horrible things that had happened the past week. Every week. And every week you'd think, this is just the week that it's been really bad. And then you'd remember you felt that way the previous week. It was just one week after another of awful, 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 awful stuff. Every week was so devastating. And now, as you say, even every day, it's great stuff and more great. It's incredible, just incredible.
Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, the guy said he was going to do some things, and he's actually trying to do them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, in all fairness, Obama did too. He did them too. They were just horrible things. They were destructive things. They were things that destroyed the fabric of the country. But Trump, oh my gosh, and as you know, I was not a fan.
Yes.
But day by day by day, it's absolutely outstanding.
Well, I'm hoping that some other folks, especially up in Washington, D.C., kind of get the same feeling and start to get with the program here. And we can start to make that Democrat Party agenda, knock it back a few decades. Maybe 50 or 60 decades would be really nice.
Would be, one of the things that really struck me in all the policies and this and that executive order and what all have you and this decision, one of my students said that they were upset because he took down the LGBTQRSTUV portion of the WhiteHouse.gov website. And I wasn't aware of that, but I thought, you know what? What on earth did something like that have to do with the White House anyway?
Yeah.
Oh, is our president not the president of everybody?
Yeah.
Should the website not be for everybody? What is this? All the little divisiveness, the divide and conquer, this demographic and that politics, what do they call identity politics? That was on the website at all. Just clean that garbage away.
Yeah.
Just those kinds of breaths of fresh air. Oh my gosh. And that didn't take anything. It just took a website redesign of what's important and what's not the job of the executive branch of the United States of America. And LGBTQRSTUV is just not what the President of the United every equal rights for everyone. We are all created equal. Can we just leave it at that? My goodness. That was like my favorite thing out of everything. It required nothing. And it revealed a new perspective on who we are as a people. And oh, I love that so much.
Well, hey, let me play this right here. And I think this is probably hits right to the message that you've just given us right now. Listen to this one.
We assembled here today are issuing a new decree to be heard in every city, in every foreign capital, and in every hall of power. From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first. Every decision on trade, on taxes, on immigration, on foreign affairs will be made to benefit American workers and American families. We must protect our borders from the ravages of other countries, making our products, stealing our companies, and destroying our jobs.
So, what do you think, Karen? Do you think he's hit on any of those with his pen and his executive actions?
Well, what I find the most shocking about that statement that he had made at his inauguration is that anybody thinks this is shocking. This is any president, any ruler of any land on the planet. That needs to be. That's why you're our guy.
Yeah.
Is for any country is you're the guy who's supposed to protect us. Period. End of story. And it also reminds me. We don't talk about this at all, but in certain arenas, when you're on a plane and they go through the little drill of, and in the event that we lose cabin pressure, the masks will come down, and if you're traveling with children or whatever, put your own mask on first.
Yes.
What he's saying isn't we're going to be selfish. He's saying, my interpretation, it's got to be America first. And that's not by way of saying, and to heck with the rest of the world. America has always been the most generous of nations ever in the history of the world. Ever. We look at the Marshall Plan, just for example. After any war, conquerors always take over, destroy, enslave, do everything to those who they've conquered. We did not. We helped, we rebuilt. Putting America first strengthens us so we can actually be of benefit to the planet as we always have been in a better way. A strong America is good for the entire globe. I know he didn't say that, but that is true. And to be upset at the idea of America first is to miss the point that a strong America, is good for the entire world. We've been the most generous in every conceivable way, always. But the weaker we are, the less we can do for anyone. So it's putting our own mask on first. It's saying a strong America is good for the rest of the planet. And what's good for us is good for everybody. It is the way we've always been. And all the miseducation that decades, as you say, decades and decades and decades of people have grown up with, all they know is bad things about America. One of the things I'm most excited about now is I think through this kind of governance, people will learn, young people will learn that these ways, the right ways, right versus left, conservative ways, putting America first, actually benefits people, even those women marching on Washington out of fear of who knows what.
Yeah.
This is a strong America. It helps everyone, even those people who hate him now. And I've challenged people on Facebook this way. Talk to me in a year, and you tell me if your life in all kinds of avenues has not gotten better. Because it will.
Absolutely, yeah. In other words, we need to give him the opportunity, and all we've been given as a nation is a chance. Now, if Donald J. Trump does what he says he's going to do, now apparently he's doing what he said he was going to do, and if people get on board with that and it works out, how are you going to go, oh, I don't like this prosperity that America has now? Right.
And every single thing, what my students tell me, oh, he's going to make it so that people don't have health care anymore.
Oh, no.
I said he's most explicitly said not that. So please, let's just take that off the table. How about if we return to law and order? How about if we follow the laws that are on the books?
Yeah.
How about if we secure our border, which every nation always, and up until Obama, we thought was important. Bill Clinton used to think this was important. Hillary had thought it was important at one time. So this is not a novel idea. So he's doing that, which is fabulous. I'm excited at regaining health, better health care. Insurance is to equate health care with health insurance is ridiculous.
Yes.
We'll be getting back to better health care and having it be affordable by doing those things he's going to do. Just one thing after another. It's fabulous. What he just did with the UN. Brilliant move. Moving at least the ambassador to Israel to Jerusalem. Just one thing after another. It doesn't take much, but these are all things that reflect who we are and what we believe in, and they project strength, not weakness.
There you go.
They support our allies, not our foes, and it's just one. Oh my gosh! Just every day, hour by hour, just another refreshing thing.
Yeah, I mean, to do these things, he should move our embassy to Jerusalem. He should move it there. Every other embassy we have in that country's capital city, and we ought to just have it there. That's where it belongs. And what it does send a message to those folks that want to do people harm in that area of the world, that we mean what we say, and you can't change that. We're not going to be browbeaten or anything else into changing our minds on that. We're standing firm. Right.
And peace through strength is real. Weakness is what courts war and violence and aggression. Strength is what brings peace not only to us but to corners of the world. Under Hillary, I just keep that whole Arab Spring thing brought such mayhem and violence and destruction, and all the whole Syrian refugee situation. Lay that right at her feet.
Absolutely.
Can we please just be real about that? Right?
Yeah, I mean, just the bullet, no pun intended, but the bullet we dodged by electing Donald Trump is just yes, because just think where we would be right now if it was Hillary Clinton. None of these things that happened in this 6 days would have happened ever under Hillary Clinton.
No, and they don't even know it. And in a year, I think we will be. We already are. Look at what the Dow Jones is doing. Mm-hmm. You know, there will be a sell-off, of course, and we all know that. But the exuberance, the optimism, the hiring, the more jobs being created, the optimism. Yes, of course, there are people who are terrified. But bottom line, what are they terrified of? As near as I can make out, what they're terrified of is losing the ability to have abortions. I can't think of any other
yes, absolutely. That's those folks that were marching on over that last weekend. That's the only thing they had. I mean, what else were they afraid of? That's the only thing they had. And so it makes absolutely no sense.
Nothing else I've asked tons of people, what is it you think he's going to do? And that's all they can come come out with.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Karen, we're at the bottom of the hour, so we're going to take a real quick break here. So stick around with us, all right?
I shall.
Okay, cool. Joe Hakos with Karen-Siegemund here in the Conservative Syndicate. We got to go away and pay some bills, but we'll be right back. So stick with us, folks.
State Talk Radio, WRS Cleveland.
Hey, I'll make you a deal. Give me 60 seconds, and I'll give you directions to the Fountain of Youth. Okay, I'm joking. Well, kind of joking. No fountains, but youth, I got Nature's Youth, and their premier anti-aging product, Nature's Youth RSF. With your sensible diet and exercise plan, Nature's Youth RSF can help you look and feel better. RSF is an all-natural amino acid supplement that supports your body to naturally increase HGH levels without any synthetic hormones. And elevated HGH levels can contribute to increased energy, improved libido, reduced body fat, and improved exercise capacity. Let's be honest, who doesn't want to look and feel younger? Visit the newly designed website at naturesyouth.com or call 800-333-6923. That's 800-333-6923, and like them on Facebook, and you'll be included in contests and exclusive offers. What a deal. Oh, speaking of deals, my time's about up. 800-333-6923 or naturesyouth.com. Who needs a fountain anyway? Call today.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
When I had a heart attack at 42, I was not sure what the future held. But a year later, the doctors could find nothing wrong with me and took me off all my medication. What did I do? I took a herbal mixture of garlic, cayenne, and a few other herbs mixed in liquid form. I now call this Extendovite. I would have never believed that a few simple herbs could actually change my life like they did. Now it's your turn to see what the powers of garlic and cayenne can do for you. For only $69.95 plus shipping and handling for a 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid, you too can begin on your path to better health. For more information, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822. Or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
I've owned my company for 14 years now, and I can tell you that payroll is a 4-letter word. I hate doing it. It eats up hours I don't have, and it costs me money I could be saving. But my accountant's too expensive, and I'm not sure who to call. But I know I need help.
We're Paychex, and we take all the hassles out of small business payroll. We save you time and money. It's easy. Call, fax, or give us your payroll information securely online, and we take care of the rest. We calculate the correct taxes, manage payments and direct deposits. We even send out your checks. Payroll doesn't need to be a 4-letter word anymore. We're so sure that we can save you time and money that we'll give you a month's payroll free. Just for calling 877-663-3830. Get 1 month's payroll for free. Call Paychex right now. 877-663-3830. That's 877-663-3830.
Hey, I don't back anybody unless I believe in them. And I do believe in the value of investing in gold and silver. And the company I trust to buy my gold and silver from is Swiss America. I've been working with them for nearly a decade. I trust them, and you can too. Swiss America will help you sort through and find the best options available when you're considering investing in gold and silver coins. Listen, for over 30 years, Swiss America has been offering Americans what they want in their investments: safety, liquidity, quality, reliability, and a potential profit. Gold and silver have a place in every investor's portfolio. So, why not let Swiss America help you diversify your investment portfolio now? Call now for free information. 800-978-3907, 800-978-3907, 800-978-3907, 800-978-3907.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-380-2906. That's 800-380-2906. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-380-2906.
And now back to the Conservative Syndicate, real conservative talk from real conservatives.
Yeah, Joe Hakos here, back on the Conservative Syndicate. Glad you're here with us today. And I have Karen-Siegemund here, just a dear old friend of ours, friend of the show. Glad she's with us. Hey, Karen, we were talking about those about the marches. Yeah, the marches. The women's. I don't know what you would call that, Karen. Actually,
what do you call it?
Yeah. So anyhow, but you had a similar experience. It's your way, right?
Yeah. Yep. So we had heard MoveOn.org. Even before the inauguration, MoveOn.org was organizing meetings across the country to, quote, resist the incoming administration at every step.
Yes.
This is what they wanted to do. This was what they advertised doing, to just impede. Now, I was an early Tea Partier, and so I get resisting the president. But we were not free-form that way. We had an ideology. We were for limited government, right? And we had smaller taxation and adherence to the Constitution.
Yeah.
Those were our tenets, basically conservatism. And what we were originally resisting was Obamacare, very specific. These people literally said every step they want to resist, every step they want to impede. So they were having an organizational meeting. One of them was in Santa Monica, but they were all over the country. So a group of us went. Now, one of the things that was so stunning about this, it was held in a church. So we're constantly being told, the wall between church and state, the wall between this, and we can't use church, and we better not. Right? Joe talks about this. John talks about this all the time.
Yeah.
How we're trying to get ministers, people of religious faith, to recognize that it's the right that defends their faith, and it's the left that's trying to secularize. And here they are in a church facility holding a meeting for a group designed to take down the government. Right? I mean, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They want to impede. They want to resist. They want to fight against the government of the United States of America. And that's what and it was in a church. So one of the things I first did, and a number of us did, is we called the church and said, this is outrageous, and we're still going to continue that path. But a bunch of us went to this thing.
So you went to this. Meeting, this organization, quote unquote, organizational meeting, to find out what was going on in this church.
In this church, exactly, for two reasons. Mostly, a few of us went different of us had different reasons. Some went to support Trump, to stand out there with a sign saying, remember the quote, "We won, you lost, get over it," right? So
yeah.
Elections have consequences and all of those things. So we went to show that. I'm always curious, because we know this. The left organizes really, really well, and we just don't. So I wanted to see how they organize so that we can resist the resistors better. So that was my, we on the right, we talk about stuff. The Tea Party was big. We had rallies early on, and then we just don't take on activism in the way to let. We just don't.
Well, I think some of this, Karen, you got to remember is the Tea Party had no organization, had no central organization, and who was the organizer of this particular event?
Right. This was Move On that's been around for decades. I believe they were born to support Bill Clinton during his impeachment. So,
exactly.
Yeah, so they have been around for a long time, and then we also know that they're paid.
Yes.
Right? We are never paid, they're paid, and so on. So, yeah, they've been around. So we have to be better about creating organizations. We're so resistant, but we really need to.
Well, it's definitely not what
right?
I would call a grassroots organization. Then,
no, exactly. At one time it was. Well, not really. No. I think it was always organized by Soros, and we don't have a Soros. The Koch brothers, if only half of what they said were true, we'd all be rolling in money. But so we went to this thing, and it was a Sunday afternoon in a church. It was 3:00, and there were probably close to 200 people.
Wow.
Now, most of them had not been active before. These are not. Move On itself has been around, so it has a reputation, and people know what it is, and it's not a new organization, but they have not been particularly active because they haven't had to be.
Yeah.
But now, this series of emails went out, we're going to resist the president, and about 200 people showed up, most of whom had never been active. And it was extremely interesting. The guy who spoke originally said, look, we're not violent, we're not anything like that. We're not super aggressive. We just want to organize in order to advance to impede various of Donald Trump's planned agenda.
Okay,
Immigration was a big one.
They're well within their rights to do that sort of thing. So
absolutely,
so that seems reasonable. I don't agree with it, but that sounds reasonable.
Very much so. And really, I think civic engagement is terrific. One of their areas, this was great. What did they call it? They called it immigration rights.
Immigration
rights.
What are they called?
For immigration rights.
Immigration rights.
That Donald Trump will impede the immigration rights of all these illegal aliens coming through, right? They're so smart with language.
Oh, my goodness.
Immigration rights. They want to defend the Affordable Care Act, right? Obamacare. So somebody raised their hand and said, what about climate change? Because this wasn't one of their hot items, which is hilarious because in California it is. And he said, not this time, but maybe next time. So what they were talking about, and this is what's so fascinating, they were all about liberty. They were all about our rights.
Yeah,
they were all about taking the country back. They're using the language that we have been using, except in every way counter to what we want, to what works, to what's right. And it's not America. Everything that they want to do is against what America is.
Yeah, but they were
right?
they were doing the same thing they mocked everybody else for doing.
Exactly. Hilarious. All of it is just my favorite thing living here in California. All of a sudden, these people have discovered the notion of states' rights. Right? They're huge on states' rights. Governor Brown is huge now on states' rights. This is stuff that under Obama, right, anything that Arizona did, he would shut down. Remember this?
Yes.
Texas, he would shut down. The federal government had supremacy over anything, and now they're They're screaming about the federal government. It's hilarious. I'm loving this. I just love this.
Oh, the hypocrisy of it all.
The hypocrisy, for them to talk about rights, for them to drape themselves in the flag, it's really bizarre. So I have this idea. I'm sitting there, and I'm just wanting to listen, and I'm talking to people, and I'm listening to their complaining about how Trump won and Trump this and Trump that, and I did not want to make waves. I really just wanted to listen and infiltrate and learn, and maybe, I don't know, I was just sort of on reconnaissance. And then it dawned on me, I had this idea, and I had this evil idea. So this is what I did. Because they're all talking about America, taking our country back, America, our rights, and all of this. And when he said, "Are there any questions before we break up into these policy groups?" I raised my hand and said, "I have a question." And so he called on me, and I said, "My name is Karen." And I looked around the room, and I said, "This is fabulous. Look at all these people concerned about our great nation. This is really terrific, showing up on a Sunday. And here we are wanting to take our country back." I used their words, right? Not to make America great, take our country back. And I said, what I think would be great is if we could all stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. And maybe there's even a veteran here who can lead us in the pledge. And before I got all the words out, they were booing me. They were booing me. They were saying, "No way." Yeah.
How dare you? Oh, you. They called you out. That you exposed yourself.
I exposed them because here they are talking about America. This is the Pledge of Allegiance. And somebody said that's what the Republicans do. I said, wait a minute. The Pledge of Allegiance belongs to only one political party? And I just shook my head. I didn't want to get into an argument. That wasn't it. I just wanted to reveal to those there how this is not about America.
Yes.
They're not talking about America. And when it comes to God and country, that is what they reject. And that's what the Pledge of Allegiance is. It's God and country. And they can yammer all they want about immigration, this, and climate change, that, and whatever. Bottom line, God and country are two things they not only couldn't care less about, but they run screaming from. And that's what they revealed. So those people in that room who never had anything to do with this stuff anymore but are afraid of Trump, to see these people boo the Pledge of Allegiance, I think was pretty eye-opening. I was ready for it. I knew exactly what was going to happen, but it's still stunning.
Yes.
It's stunning to have that reaction among a group that professes to want to do right by the United States.
Yeah, and have them boo the Pledge of Allegiance, one nation under God.
Yep, exactly.
Just and say, and boo it, and openly boo it.
Openly boo it. Openly reject it. And we all know what happened in the Democratic National Convention in 2012 when they booed the inclusion of God.
Yes.
Right, in their platform. So it was not surprising. Of course, it outed me. I can't just go back subversively anymore. No. But what we're arranging here in California, in LA, and I hope others do this too, because make no mistake, these groups, these marches that they just had, what they revealed is maybe there's no one in control, but they are united in hate, which is the title of Jamie Glassoff's book. For the Muslims to be marching together with the women's writers and the LGBTQRS, every alphabet thing. These people are united to destroy this country.
Yeah.
So what we're going to start doing is go to meetings of all kinds, we're going to have two groups. One group will infiltrate and will stay quiet and subversive, at least for a time. And the other group will go and disrupt.
Wow.
We plan on at a meeting that I'm going to keep undisclosed. You can contact me on Facebook if you're interested. We are going to go to another meeting and flash mob with horror of horrors, hang on to your hat by saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, Karen, you radical you.
Oh, the humanity. Oh, the humanity. Right? This is really like that scene in Casablanca. I'm reminded of this all the time. I have the last 8 years where they sing, the Germans are there and they sing the Marseillaise, and it feels so defiant. Well, it was defiant there. It feels just as defiant here to stand up for God and country, to say the Pledge of Allegiance, to sing God Bless. I mean, I just can't even imagine what would happen if we sang God Bless America.
Oh, my goodness.
Jeez,
Karen,
but these
stop.
are our plans, is to go and flash mob with the outrageousness of the pledge, maybe the national anthem, and depending on how much risk we care to take, God bless America.
Oh, my goodness, Karen. Karen, you
I hope everybody does this.
Hey, Karen, we got to take a break. Can you stick by for another break?
I can.
All right, cool. All right, so Joe Hakos here with this radical Karen-Siegemund here on the here on the Conservative Syndicate. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Middle America doesn't have an anger problem. It's got an idiot problem. The Conservative Syndicate, doing our part to eradicate the disease of idiocracy.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-790-5960. That's 1-800-790-5960. Again, 1-800-790-5960. Call now.
Limited time offer, 24-month commitment and credit qualification required. Cancellation fee, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Only Dish brings you the best in entertainment for less than $20 a month. Cut the cable and don't get directed. Switch to Dish because at just $19.99, Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. It's so simple. The same channels cost less with Dish. So since you can't see the difference, don't pay the difference. Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Get premium movie channels free for 3 months, starting at just $19.99. Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. Call now to save with Dish. Dial 1-800-600-1645. That's 1-800-600-1645. The same channels for less than $20 a month. Dish. Call 1-800-600-1645 for details.
Hey folks, if you're like me, you don't place a whole lot of trust in today's media for the real truth and facts regarding the volatile world of finance and politics. When I want the real scoop on money, I go to the most trusted source I know, my good friend and colleague, Bob Cardoso. Bob is a noted expert with a PhD in international finance who airs his nationally known, globally syndicated show, Robert Cardoso Live Daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. With Bob, you get the right information at the right time from someone who knows his business and can help you make the right decisions concerning yours. Again, Bob airs daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Visit his website at robertcardosolive.com for information regarding stations and topics. That's robertcardosolive.com. Check Bob out. You'll be glad you did.
Attention taxpayers! If you've received a notice from the IRS or state, do not ignore it. It's also a big mistake to try and handle your tax problem on your own. If you owe back taxes, it's a fact that the government has the power to take everything you own, including your home, business, wages, savings, and your freedom. But here's the good news. There's a special toll-free tax hotline set up especially for you. This tax hotline will tell you about new programs that are geared to help you dramatically settle, reduce, or eliminate what you owe. But you have to call now. Take down this number or put it in your cell phone. But call 866-761-0959. 1-866-761-0959. When you call, you get free information on how you can reduce or eliminate back taxes, including penalties and interest. You can also be helped if you have unfiled returns, a tax lien, wage garnishment, bank levy, or if you've been entered into a payment plan but can't make the payments. Don't make the big mistake in thinking you can ignore or handle your tax problem on your own. You can stop the collection process immediately. Call this special tax hotline today for free info at 1-866-761-0959. That's 1-866-761-0959. 1-866-761-0959.
Am I not speaking English?
The Conservative Syndicate.net, where we speak only one language, American.
That's right, folks. We're speaking American here. Speaking of a great American, Karen-Siegemund here with me, Joe Hakos on the Conservative Syndicate. Oh, Karen, you're such a radical rebel, you. I can't believe you would go do what you were
right?
doing.
I know how really just evil.
I think that's
evil to ask people to say the Pledge of Allegiance in a meeting talking about taking America back.
Yeah, that's just awesome. I think what you guys did there, that was just absolutely fantastic. I just, I even more. I mean, because the thing is these folks have money behind them. I mean, we have this David Brock, the American Bridge, a super PAC that he has, and they're already out there, already campaigning against Trump to impeach him. And,
oh yeah.
I mean,
isn't that great? I love it. I absolutely love it.
I mean,
let's do it.
I mean, they can't really get anything done because, well, Congress has Republicans in charge of both houses. So I don't see them. I don't see them impeaching Donald J. Trump right now.
Nope, I don't. No, but we've learned this the hard way. We've talked about it forever. You need the votes, but let them spend the money. Spend the money. Spend the money.
Yeah.
Spend the money. The more money they spend on that is less money they have to spend on something that might actually be effective. There's plenty of stuff for them to fight and spend money on.
Well,
so
I like the
go
fact
down
that you
that little
expose
rabbit
them.
hole.
I like the fact that you expose them for what they truly are, because that's what needs to be done more of. Because if they continue to do what they're doing, we can see what happens. They've lost so many state legislatures, and they've lost the House, they've lost the Senate, and now they've lost the White House, and all these state legislatures. Within
and all the states.
Yeah, So hey, lose 5 more state legislatures, and then we have an opportunity maybe to do it right and get some amendments from Convention of States route and actually get some real change done to maybe get like term limits put into our Constitution, because we know darn well that it's not going to happen from D.C. It's going to have to happen from the states.
Exactly right. And one of the things that concern me about Trump, and I'm still waiting to hear and see, but one of the things that I think is important in the president is to delegate and relegate more powers back to the states. We've really completely lost sight of the 10th Amendment.
Yes.
We paid no attention, and as I said, California is discovering the value of it. I really would like to see it in the next 2 years, because I'm seeing this as a 2-year window before the next midterms. That kind of thing devolving back down to the states. I think that's really, really, really important. Give more power back to the states. In these next 2 years, doing more of those things that demonstrate, again, the wisdom of those who created our system of governance. More division of power, a weaker federal government, stronger states' rights, less things happening out of Washington, much more things being local. the more those things can happen, that's more unleashing of what makes us great.
Yeah.
And, you know, I never really heard him talk. I shouldn't even say that. I do hope that this is one of the things that happens in the next couple of years, is more devolving to states. And I guess I think I do see him doing that. He said things like that. So, but yeah, you're right. And we really did sweep. People recognize the value of conservatism. All these states where we've got all three aspects of governance, their House, their Senate, and their executive.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Yeah. Fabulous. Yeah. But the backlash, it's normal for in the midterm for us to lose, for the ruling power to lose.
Well, yes, that's typically what happens. You get that back, but it doesn't have to happen if they do it the right way.
Exactly.
And
that's not only Trump, that is us, and that's why we are doing what we are doing.
Yes, very good.
Infiltrating, stopping, revealing the lunacy of that march. I mean, I don't think it strengthened anybody. I think there's been a lot of backlash, and the more idiotic they are, the more we have got to mock and have real backlash. Ashley Judd, I think her career's over. That woman revealed herself to be completely insane.
She was. I'm surprised you used that word, because I played that clip of hers, of her doing her rant, and to a person I work with, and she went, "That woman's insane."
Insane. She's insane, and the energy that animated her little, it was, wow. And we've been saying this for years, and we've been right.
Yes.
This is why we won. Trump or no Trump. The worse they got, the better it is for us.
Yeah, well, we have to highlight it, though. We can't sit back and just go, well, we won the White House, we got the House, we got the Senate. Take a breath and sit back and let it go again. No, that's what caused us. That's what caused the problem to begin with. Hey, Karen, we're coming up towards the end, and I want to give you ample opportunity to talk about, what you're going to do to amplify and expose these people, etc. So go ahead, tell us. Right. Give it to us.
Well, contact me on Facebook, Karen-Siegemund on Facebook. We are Rage Against the Media. We're starting to ramp up again. It's been tricky, but we are going to meetings of these various left-wing organizations. We will disrupt, we will infiltrate, we will mock. We get the press there, but we're getting hidden cameras. The more stuff we get on video, James O'Keefe is one of the most courageous people I know.
Yep.
We need to do more like him, and we all can. This was Andrew Breitbart,
Yep.
We have the power, we can circumvent the media, and we have to. We need to engage in conversation, we need to educate, and we need to mock and mock and mock and mock. And some of this, that's what we just keep having to do. Reveal what it is they're really trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what it is they're really trying to do is undermine the fabric of this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we just have to keep exposing it. So, find me on Facebook. And I have also run American Freedom Alliance, and we are doing more and more things in more and more arenas. Find that on Facebook as well.
Yes. AmericanFreedomAlliance.org.
.org, exactly.
Yes.
We've got conferences. We've got a conference forum coming up on the 9th about climate change.
Very good. Very good.
Some great scientists debunking the whole ridiculousness of it all.
Okay, well, Karen, I really do love having you on tonight. It was really good to talk to you again.
It was so fun, Joe. Great to talk to you.
Yes, well, I do appreciate it. We got to shut this thing down for tonight then. Well, thanks you, Karen. Thank you so much. Hey,
my pleasure.
Let's do this again much sooner next time, okay?
Let's do that, yes.
Okay.
Terrific.
Cool. Hey, thanks again.
Bye.
All right, everybody. That was Karen-Siegemund. And this is Joe Hakos here on the Conservative Syndicate. We got to shut it down for tonight, folks. So please, thank you for being with us. We do appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of the Conservative Syndicate, the nationally acclaimed, globally syndicated, politically incorrect talk show that seeks to tear down the imaginary wall of separation between church and state. We want to make you aware you can find and access all our show archives at our website, theconservativesyndicate.net, as well as our broadcast stations and times. That's theconservativesyndicate.net. We so appreciate you taking the time to tune in, and we so look forward to continuing to bring you the best in uncompromised talk radio available on the net today. And remember, folks, it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down in life. It only matters how many times you get up. I'm John Matthews, along with Joe Hakos, signing off until next time right here at the Conservative Syndicate. God bless you, and may God continue to bless America.